Hey folks, good morning. I am certainly no expert on the G1000 cockpit, and I'm not an expert on the G3000 cockpit either. I'm old school. I like my steam gauges. But I thought I'd give it a try. We just flew a Airbus from Gunnison Regional, Crested Butte Airport in Colorado, down to Denver. So here we are taking the return trip back to Gunnison. We are in a Skyhawk 182, Cessna 182, thanks to Caranado. And my biggest concern is I couldn't file a flight altitude under 17,000 feet. I don't know that this airplane has that type of ceiling. I know myself, I've personally flown a 172 to 12,000 feet, and it darn near took all afternoon to get that high. It was really a struggle near the end as I was approaching 12,000. Of course, you don't want to fly above 10 or 12,000 without supplemental oxygen. These aircraft are not pressurized. And I was able to do it, but boy, it took a good long time. So we'll see what happens today. We are on runway 26, and we are about to get a clearance. Denver clearance delivery, Skyhawk November 747 Echo Charlie, ready to copy.
7 Echo Charlie is cleared to Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie, fly the Rocky 5 departure, with the HBU transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 26. Climb to 9,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.05. Squawk 3622.
7 Echo Charlie is cleared to Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie, fly the Rocky 5 departure, with the HBU transition, then as filed. Climb to 9,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.05. Squawk 3622. Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, read back correct. Altimeter is 3019er, contact ground on 119.47 when ready to taxi. Enjoy your morning.
Altimeter is 3019er, ground on 119.47, Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Three 622 on the squawk. Was that what we were given? Three 622. Okay. And the altimeter setting is 3019er. I told you I am a total rookie at this. Got the transponder. We are in altitude reporting. So let's get out of transponder mode. Let's go to how do I put in my altimeter setting? 2992. Let's see what we got here. How do I put in the altimeter? Okay. Here we go. Oh, that's altitude. No, 9,000 on the altitude. What about our altimeter? BAR, bar, that's got to be it. Bar, right? Course bar. Okay, that's comm radios. Oh, here we go. no, that's the VOR. Whoa! Oh, there we go. 3019er. 3019er. There we go. And I hope I didn't mess up my communication frequency. 119.475 was ground. That's for the active. Okay, so let's go to tower. Were we given tower? When ready to taxi. Okay, ready to taxi. I'm ready to taxi. Cessna November. Okay, here we go. Denver ground. Cessna November 747 Echo Charlie, ready to taxi, runway 26, Denver.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie taxi to runway 26 via taxiways Romeo 2, Romeo 1.
Taxi to runway 26 via taxiways Romeo 2, Romeo 1, Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Okay, now
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, have a good flight.
Have a good flight. Okay, let's switch over to tower frequency. Denver Tower, Cessna November 747 Echo Charlie, ready for departure, runway 26.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, this is the NVR Tower on 128.75, go ahead.
Denver Tower, Cessna November 747 Echo Charlie, ready for departure, runway 26.
7 Echo Charlie, wind us R262 at 7 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 26, caution wake turbulence.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 26 Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, climb and maintain 13,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Oh, please don't ask the impossible from me. 13,000 feet. Really? That's what you really, really want?
Cafe 3281, having contact, SoCal departure.
Okay, airspeed alive, and we're up. Pitch for 80. Pitch for 80 on the climb out. Flaps up. Let's go ahead and turn to course. He didn't say I couldn't. Right over the airport. First waypoint is the Denver VOR. I love this topographical...
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, contact DNVR departure on 127.05. Have a good one.
Departure on 127.05 Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
I love this topographical information.
Departure Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, climbing to 17,000 feet.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, good morning. Radar contact. Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
Oh, now you want me to go to 17,000?
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
My poor little Cessna. My poor little Cessna's going to have a hard time reaching 17,000 feet. What I was thinking was that... Okay, we're coming up on... There's the intercept on the GPS. I love this terrain mapping on the primary display. I'm told that in the real aircraft you can buy the G1000 with the terrain mapping or without it. Without it you save about $5,000. But wow, look at how wonderful it is. Okay, we're on GPS. Climbing through on 9,000. Whoa, we just got the heading to our new waypoint, which is, what was the next one? Connor. Connor is after Denver. And don't let the airspeed fall. I'm going to keep in the climb. But more important than the climb is the airspeed. Airspeed first, and then you can worry about your rate of climb. And don't let anybody give you grief about not being able to climb fast enough. You know, from a steam gauge perspective, seeing my speed tape on the left, my altitude tape on the right, my secondary display with the inlaid map, and the compass rose, the heading HSI, I must say that my situational awareness in this aircraft is much better than it would be with steam gauges. Let's take a look outside very quickly. Wonderful. There's Denver Airport. Got a fair amount of traffic coming in. I better get back in before I lose my reference here. Get back on track toward Connor. .44 43 miles. Yeah, everything is so simplified when the GPS information, the GPS has always had the information, but the question is, how does that information get to the pilot? And by having the DME information to the next waypoint, the course and heading and bearing, as well as the visual representation of the HSI and the topographical features.
Flight 2924, verify the assigned altitude 7,000, altitude indicate 7,200, altimeter 3042.
Change the altimeter 7,000, flight 2924.
Okay, 13,000 feet, I'm going to go on to my supplemental oxygen, so I'm putting on my oxygen mask at this point. Well, 14,000 feet. You know, it's almost as if we can actually consider making it to 17,000. When I was in my Cessna 172, and we were getting close to 12,000. The indicated airspeed was just above stall speed, really at the low end of the white arc. But here we are at the upper end of the white arc, and we're still climbing. I don't want to put on the autopilot until I'm sure we can hold that altitude. I have a feeling if I request a lower altitude, I'm going to be denied. But 15,000 feet, these peaks of the Colorado range are usually in the 11,000 foot range. I believe there are 4 peaks that reach to 14,000 feet. But at 15,000 feet, you clear every mountain in the Colorado range. Not to say I would want to clear a 14,000 foot mountain with only 1,000 feet of grace, because of course you've got to be alert to wind coming off the ridges, and a sudden downdraft from the side of a mountain peak might put you in the mountain really fast. So I guess that is good logic for the 17,000 foot altitude. Climbing at 500 feet per minute. Starting to lose some airspeed. Might be able to get a little bit more power by leaning the mixture. Don't know if I really want to take the chance. Lean the mixture a little bit. Oh, okay. There we go. We're getting some more power. Wish there was an auto lean feature. Okay, within 1,000 feet. And I'm not, oh, I'm losing my course. We're 300 feet from target altitude. And there is 17,000 feet. Whoa, we actually made it. Okay, now is there a way to hold this? Let's see if there's an auto.
Southwest 1866, contact center 126.45.
Autopilot on.
126.45, Southwest 1866.
Nav and altitude. So, and the autopilot is holding our altitude and holding our GPS track. How cool is that? And we're even gaining a little on the airspeed. I think thinning out the mixture did a world of good.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie contact Denver Center on 125.905. Have a good morning.
Center on 125.905. Take care Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Now with the autopilot on, I think I can safely look outside one more time.
Center Cessna 7 Echo Charlie at 17,200 feet.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, good morning. Radar contact. Altimeter is 3022.
Altimeter is 3022 Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
3022 on the altimeter setting. Now, how do I lose that extra 200 feet of altitude? Not that I'm monstrously concerned about it. I don't really... See, I'm so close, I don't want to fiddle with it too much. What if I were just to... I'm so close, I'm not going to worry about 200 feet. What can I do about the range over here on my number 2? Isn't this wonderful? You can see we're leaving the flatland of the Denver metro area, and the topography changes quite radically. I'm going to go direct to Baba. Direct to Baba. Direct B-O-B-B-A. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Direct. Okay. That's the radio. That's that. Direct. Oh. B. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh. And then B. Oops, that's not B. B. A. Enter. Activate. Okay, direct to Baba. There we go. How
Jet speed
sweet is that?
255, turn 10 degrees right, descend and maintain 5,000, altimeter 2996. 10 degrees right, down 5,000, jet speed 255, do you need a specific rate or just normal?
This is
a normal
so
rate for now, I'll let you know if I
enjoyable.
need something else.
It's hard to describe. With Floyds Clouds in the background, a morning sunrise, an autopilot that really keeps you in control, and all this technology at your fingertips, it's quite overwhelming, and it's very, very enjoyable. And I'm glad I have a chance to share it. I'm glad you folks are coming along for the ride. The only thing that can add to the enjoyment, cup of the brew. Good coffee. Good coffee and a good flight. You folks who have not seen my videos before, there's a reason my aircraft is 747 Echo Charlie. When I was in flight training, I actually flew an aircraft with a registry number of 747. I don't remember if it was Echo Charlie or not. I believe it was, but I always used to tell my friends that I trained on a 747. And later in life, when I was in the U.S. Marine Corps, our squadron call letters were Echo Charlie. So I had that Echo Charlie in that honor. The 747 Echo Charlie is it's my go-to on my airplane registration. And if there is a real one in real life, maybe it was the plane that I trained on, and maybe it's not. It's, I don't know what the views are on this plane. I fly it so infrequently. I'm just going to test out the views. Okay, so we have the primary flight display. And then we have the secondary display, or the map option. Then we have the throttle, propeller, and mixture, as well as the fuel selector, the rudder trim, and the aileron trim. Flaps indicator, cabin heat, cabin air, alternate static source, and of course the autopilot control. Over here we have the light control and the master and avionics switches. Beacon on, landing light on, strobe on. That's all fine. Okay, this is our fuel control. We're operating on both tanks. These cameras are well placed, and Caranado, as is always expected and accomplished. What a gem of an aircraft. Look at here's something in the modeling. Look at the 3 dots, then 1 on the left square of the rudder pedal, and then the big dot over here on the right. Now come over here, we got the big dot on the left and the 3 little dots and the 1 dot. So what they're doing is they're using the same image but in reverse, flipped upside down. And I imagine it's a way of saving on the artwork. But it's genius, it's genius. And of course you see that same pattern, 3, 1, and then the big one over here. 3, 1, and the big one over there. So it's a repetition of the pattern, but you know, to the casual eye, it gives the illusion that you'd want it. It does everything you could ask. So there's an overview from someone sitting in the back seat. We're not a Skyhawk, we're a Skylane. Skylane. I should change our ATC phraseology to read Skylane when I use the 185.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, contact Denver Center on 128.65. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 128.65 Cessna 7 Echo Charlie. Center Cessna 7 Echo Charlie at 17,200 feet.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, good morning. Radar contact. Altimeter is 3023.
Altimeter is 3023 Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
A little bit of tweak on the pressure setting. Gotta make sure I get the right knob here. 3023. Oh, why are we not changing it? Oh, 24. That went too much. There it goes. 3023. Okay. Well, you really need to bring along a hefty, good supply of oxygen for this flight, right?
Endeavor 4875, contact Cleveland Center 127.7.
27.7, Endeavor 4875, good day.
Good day.
Crested Butte does have an ILS approach to runway 6. Maybe we should take a look at that.
November 5 Romeo Charlie, clear direct Foxtrot, Quebec Delta.
Runway
direct, thank you, sir. 5 Romeo Charlie.
Frequency for the ILS is 110.5, and the course is 062. It is a glide slope of 3.20, so it's a little steeper than usual, than the standard 3 glide slope. And it begins at Keyser. The Maltese Cross is the final approach fix at Ozdu. So 110.5 is our frequency. I don't want to mute the marker. I like the marker. I do want high sensitivity on the marker. And I'll listen to nav 1. And the, what was that frequency? 110.5? 110.5 on the frequency. So I will... Okay, 110.5 on the nav frequency. Nav. Let's flip-flop. Oh, an HBU. Okay. HBU is the VOR. There's 110.5. On the nav 2. How can I flip over to the nav 1? Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's go to 110.5. Okay, so HBU is the VOR at Gunnison. And 110.5 is the ILS to runway 6. So it's tuned in on nav 2, and it's a standby on nav 1. And I know what HBU stands for, but I need to remind myself here. Blue Mesa. HBU. Okay, so that's the nav 1 is tuned to the V. Actually, that's not a VOR. That's a. Yes, that is a VOR. Is it? Well, wait a second. That is a. That's an NDB, right? That's an NDB, right? 114.9 is an NDB. That's not the shape of a VOR. Yeah, HBU VOR. Okay, so it is a VOR. HBU VOR. Climb to 10,000 feet.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie contact Denver Center on 119.85. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 119.85 Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Missed approach is to the 050 radio of the Blue Mesa
Center
VOR.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie at 17,200 feet.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, good morning. Radar contact.
Speed 255, clear, another 5 right. Jet speed 255, deviation to the right, of course, is approved, and clear direct to Charlevoix when you're able and advised. 5 right is approved, direct to Charlevoix when able and advised, jet speed 255.
Miles to Baba. My question is, will the flight plan continue after Baba, or will I have to help it out a little bit? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Keyser. I'm going to go to Keyser. Soups.
Yeah, let's just speed 255, we're going to need another 10 right. Another jet speed 255, any deviation to the right is approved. Sure, jet speed 255.
Okay, not to... what's going on here? K-E-E-Z... Oh, I got the problem. It's not K-E-Z-E-R, it's K-E-Z-R. there we go to Keyser. Air traffic control must think we're just having all sorts of fun around these peaks. They are beautiful. It is nice to do a little sightseeing. It's also nice to remember that even one digit off on a waypoint can put you... Yeah, waypoint could have been in China for all I know.
November 5 Romeo Charlie, change to my frequency 132.42. 3242.
Air traffic control didn't seem to notice the slight little bit of time we were heading in the wrong direction. Of course, they're also not being monstrously picky that we're 180 feet above our assigned altitude. So Gunnison, I mentioned that glide slope is 3.20. That's steeper than usual. Remember, the city of Gunnison is down in a valley. So we really have to either be a very good VFR pilot or follow the controller's instructions without flaw. $75 miles to Keyser. I think I'm going to pause the video and let me get a little bit closer before I bring you back. See you a little later on. Well, I brought you back. Maybe not quite as far out as I thought I might, but I'm starting to reach some really impressive mountains here. Snow-capped, of course. And sometimes you just like to look at the beautiful things because you can. What I like about the Caranado aircraft is that, you know, the default crew members in Microsoft Flight Simulator, they look like a rather swarthy bunch. Their hair is often unkempt. They're usually young people. Now, nothing wrong with young people, but look at these pilots. We got definitely a geezer in the left seat and maybe a little bit of a younger guy in the right seat. But even with all the equality and equity of today, still on the flight deck, there are old white men usually. Old white men, which is kind of represented here in this, looks like a father and son perhaps on an outing. This old white guy doesn't have as much of a bald spot as I do, but you know, there is something to be said for having your role models be people who look like you. So I don't disparage the equality or the equity movement at all. It's just the reality of today's aviation is still, it's still an old white man's club in many, many ways. Anyway, so much for my non-politically correct commentary. Wow! What can you say to that? With the updrafts and downdrafts caused by this peak, I imagine the autopilot is having to do a bit of work. Let's take a look at the trim wheel See what the trim wheel is doing. Yeah, that trim wheel is dancing around. Not violent, but certainly that is one of the costs of mountain flying. 50 miles to Geezer. Geezer is just beyond the airport. Hopefully we'll be getting our landing instructions here pretty soon. Maybe we'll take a...
Southwest 631, descend upon discretion, maintain flight level 360, and you can expect to cross Julian at flight level 240.
Okay, discretion down to 360, expect Julian 240, Southwest 631.
A couple of other airports nearby if we had to. Of course, with the mountainous terrain, you'd really want to be careful of taking an airport as easy as this. This airport looks like it's located in a valley. It might be a much easier one than these hilltop. There's another one's kind of in the valley. Notice by the terrain shading, you can make that inference. But the ones without that terrain shading, you'd be a little careful of. Of course, these are uncontrolled fields. The blue field is a controlled airport. It's always helpful to have a tower. See if I can kick up the range a little bit. Oops. Meant to go the other way. There we go. Feel like an owl, spin my head all the way around. Now I gotta spin my head around in the other direction just to uncrank it.
75890, particular single Los Angeles, turn left, heading of 250.
Heading 250, Skywest 5890.
Skywest 5890, and you can expect direct to Ransom.
Skywest 5890.
One thing I would like to see in the Caranado, however, we're talking about the demographics of the pilots. I would like to see a way of changing, having more options in the Caranado, because certainly aviation is open to everyone, and by someone being able to see that, it opens the door to aviation to more and more people. Here's a Caranado tablet. I'm wondering if I can do anything with that tablet. There's that tablet just for looks right there. What if this manual is just for looks? I wonder if that tablet has a function. Maybe it has a function on the ground. 37 miles to Keyser. Some route information available over here. Ground speed 169 knots. At ETA to our next estimated time en route. Well, ETE is, I don't think that's the full time. That's the time to our next, right? Estimated time to the next. It's just under 12 minutes. Engine instruments are fine. Little about half on fuel. RPMs are right at the top of the green. Manifold pressure is just under the never exceed. So we're certainly giving it to the engine. People are sometimes hesitant about running their engine to the very top of the green arc. Well, engines are designed to be run, and they're thoroughly tested. Even a little safety margin thrown in, so I wouldn't worry about the time.
Compass 5720, reduce Mach speed, do not exceed Mach 0.75.
Not to exceed Mach 75, Compass 5720.
29 miles to Keyser. Let's tune into the Gunnison automated weather. See if we have any updated conditions for our arrival.
Gunnison Crested Butte REGL information Quebec, 1456 Zulu winds are calm. Visibility 10 miles. Skies clear. Temperature 15, dew point 7. Current altimeter is 3044. Arriving and departing runway 06. Gunnison Crested Butte REGL information Quebec, 1456 Zulu winds are calm. Visibility 10 miles. Skies clear. Temperature 15, dew point 7. Current altimeter is 3044. Arriving and departing runway 06.
Column winds.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, expect the
ILS approach to runway 06 with the HBU transition Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
We have our landing
Cessna
instructions.
7 Echo Charlie radar contact. Altimeter is 3044.
Altimeter is 3044 Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
We have an updated altimeter setting of 3044. Calm winds, clear skies. Runway 6 is the preferred runway at Gunnison. Going to penetrate a little cloud here. I wonder if we have any anti-ice capabilities with this airplane. We have propeller heat on, pitot heat on. Those are the only heat we have. Wings will have to fend for themselves. I'm sure this plane is not approved into known icing conditions. Let's move our range a little closer. We're coming abeam the airport. Might be able to see it. I don't see it. There's the run. Yeah, okay, I see the airport now.
Compass 5720, reduce Mach speed, do not exceed Mach 0.75.
There's the city of Gunnison.
Not to exceed Mach 75, compass 5720.
Okay, I have the airport in sight. Sure, we'll get some descending instructions here very soon. Miles to Geezer.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, cleared for the ILS approach to runway 06 with the HBU transition descent to cross HBU at 15,100 feet, then descend via the transition.
Cleared for the ILS approach to runway 06 with the HBU transition descent to cross HBU at 15,100 feet, then descend via the transition. Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
Here we are descending. Oh, and I can choose my vertical speed here on the up and down. Okay, I got it. I got it. So we're in a 700 foot per minute descent down to 15,100. 8 miles from Geezer. When we get to Geezer, I'm going to flip over to the ILS frequency. Let's reduce our power just a little bit. Mixture full rich. Reduce our power.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie descend via the HBU transition to 1,400 feet.
Descent to 1,400 feet via the HBU transition. Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
11,400.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie altimeter is 3044 at Gunnison Crested Butte. Reg will contact us on this frequency when on the ground to cancel IFR.
Altimeter is 3044. Will call this frequency to cancel IFR when on the ground. Cessna 7 Echo Charlie.
We're still a little too rich. So pull the mixture a little bit. This high altitude is playing havoc with our reciprocating engine, internal combustion engine. 4 miles from Geezer. Geezer. I've been calling it Geezer. I guess it's Geezer. Maybe I'm just thinking about the old people flying. I'm going to
Southwest 631, South Julian, at and maintain flight level 240, and when able, maintain 300 knots or greater.
Okay, 300 or better, and we'll cross Julian 240, Southwest 631.
3 miles left. I've flipped the ILS into the #1 radio. Less than a mile. Okay. Got the localizer. I'm going to shut off the autopilot. Get cranked around on the localizer. Keep standard rate if I can. just come out of the turn. On a heading that will intercept the localizer once again. And I will turn the autopilot back on and go into approach mode. See if I can push that mixture back in. We're at 12,800. I think I can come off of the oxygen. Top of the white arc is where I want to be.
United 1777, descend via the Ola 1 arrival, except maintain flight level 240.
Clear to descend via the Ola 1, except flight level 240, United 1777.
Here comes the localizer. I'm going to bring our altitude down to 7,000 feet as soon as I can find it. Come back on the power and come back on the prop. Just to keep the power and prop up so we don't stall.
Center American 491, 17,800 for 230.
American 491, center climb, maintain flight level 290.
Flight level 290, American 491.
I'll take a notch of flaps. I'll take another notch of flaps. I'll take full flaps. Airspeed is okay. We're above glide slope. We're still very high. There it goes. There we're coming into glide slope. And we have the runway autopilot off. Denver Center, Skyhawk, November 747 Echo Charlie is on the ground at Gunnison. Denver Center, Cessna, November 747 Echo Charlie on the ground, Gunnison.
Aircraft calling center, say again with your call sign.
Denver Center, Cessna, November 747 Echo Charlie on the ground.
Center Alaska 253 is checking on at 380.
Alaska 253 center, radar contact over exhaust.
Affirm.
Denver Center, Skyhawk, November 747 Echo Charlie.
Aircraft calling center, say again with your call sign.
Denver Center, Cessna, November 747 Echo Charlie on the ground. Denver Center, Cessna 7 November Echo Charlie on the ground, Gunnison.
Aircraft calling center, say again with your call sign.
Denver Center, Cessna November 747 Echo Charlie on the ground.
Cessna 7 Echo Charlie, this is Denver Center on 119.85, go ahead.
Denver Center, November 747 Echo Charlie, cancel IFR.
November 747 Echo Charlie, roger, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Enjoy.
Okay, well that's all it took. Gunnison traffic, Cessna 7 November Echo Charlie, taxi to parking Gunnison. I guess I can park any old place along here, can't I? got some good looking vehicles. We're gonna put it right here. And parking brake on. Prop out. Throttle out. And let's see, avionics off. All these lights can come off. And mixture out. Master off.
Clear prop!
I wish he wouldn't shout clear prop. Thanks, folks, for joining me. Hope you had it as an enjoyable trip as I did. That was a lot of fun.